Tony and Steve Ingram are on a mission to prove their daughter Morgan did not commit suicide, and they're getting support from Robert Wells, a victim's advocate and former federal agent who believes the coroner got the manner of death wrong.
I have read the reports. Based upon things that I see, I would have been more inclined to push it as a suspicious death.
Morgan's parents believe she was being stalked and that her stalker killed her.
What does it look like?
Looks like Keenan. I mean, we've compared his pictures exactly, and it looks like Keenan. And the detective believed it too.
Garfield County Sheriff detectives had previously talked to their stalking suspect, Keenan Van Ginkel. Then, 5 months after Morgan was found dead, they sit down to talk again.
Back in November, we talked about some pictures and made some video, and I thought it was you. It looks like your car, and it looks like you. There's a shirt that you're wearing on Facebook, and this guy in the video has the same shirt. And then there's the video of you driving up, and then pulling out and turning around.
Pulling up in her driveway?
Yeah.
I never pulled in her driveway or walked up. I don't know how to explain that. I never drove up there.
Maybe it was something else. I mean, it doesn't mean you're stalking her. It just, maybe there's a reason behind it.
I don't remember ever driving up her driveway. I don't remember walking up in her driveway.
Okay. Something's not, I mean, you know, just the smell test. Something's not, doesn't smell right with this whole thing. You live in 3 doors down. I think there's a plausible explanation as to what was going on. I just can't figure it out. That's why I need your help.
Well, I don't remember ever driving up her driveway. I don't remember walking up her driveway. I don't know why I would walk up her driveway to somebody I didn't know.
Did you ever get the feeling that you wanted to talk to Morgan about something? About
Well, I
something
didn't
Brooke was doing?
know Morgan. I actually met Morgan once, and that was when Brooke was living in Carbondale at that other house.
Remember Brooke Harris, Keenan's girlfriend at the time? The Ingrams believe she keyed the car Morgan had been driving 6 months before she was found dead. Harris denies this allegation. She has never been charged with any wrongdoing.
She pulled up with her boyfriend, I don't remember who it was at the time. And she said, "This is Morgan." Morgan was like, "Hi," and they were back and forth, and then Morgan left, and then Brooke was like, "I don't like that shit." But that's the only time I ever met Morgan. Brooke did point out where she lived, like this is where that lives or whatever. But I wouldn't have needed to talk to her.
The detective turns the screws a bit more.
So what would the explanation be for, you know, your exact twin doing it? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
That's the part that frustrates me, is because I really feel like you were the guy in that video, and you're just not saying, "Hey, I was gonna go talk to her" or something.
The only reason I could think that I would walk up there is if there was something outside I thought was neat or interesting of some kind. But I don't remember. I really don't remember walking up her driveway ever, or turning around in her driveway for any reason. Not that I remember at all.
My gut feeling tells me that somehow you know what's going on, all right? You know what's going on with this whole thing, and the truth will come out one of these days.
I really don't know. I don't have a reason to hide anything from you, in my opinion. I didn't do anything.
And Keenan continues to maintain his innocence to this day. But we wanted to see if he'd set the record straight about the Ingrams' continued accusations against him.
This is Keenan's address. We're gonna go and see if he wants to talk. Hi, is Keenan home? Just a second.
Suddenly, 2 men appear out on the street in front of Keenan's address and make it abundantly clear they want us to leave.
After the confrontation at the home of Keenan's family, I received a text from him that reads in part, "I apologize for what you experienced. I didn't want that, and I'm not an aggressive person." We then spoke on the phone, and Keenan said he would consider telling us his side of the story, but I haven't heard from him since.
So Keenan didn't sit down with us, but he did share his story with Showtime's Dark Net, where he vehemently denied stalking or killing Morgan, and he says he's got proof.
At the grocery store, we had the fingerprint scanner. Your own private number you had to punch in with fingerprint recognition, otherwise it wouldn't let you clock in. And the store has 54 cameras, good cameras, and the Ingrams would call the cops and say, he's outside my house or whatever.
It's
while they had me
finally
on video
classified
stalking
as a
shelves.
felony stalking case.
The night that
but the
Morgan died,
stalker
that's
keeps
one of the nights that the
upping
police
his
really
game.
looked into at the cameras and all that stuff. And they realized that I wasn't behind any of it.
Keenan Van Ginkel was never named a suspect, never arrested, and never charged in connection with Morgan Ingram's death. We reached out to the Garfield County Sheriff's Department for an interview. They responded in part, the Garfield County Sheriff's Office will not engage in further conversations regarding the Morgan Ingram case. That case is closed pending any new credible evidence being brought forward. There was no credible evidence of stalking, and the case was ruled a suicide by the Garfield County Coroner's Office, not the Garfield County Sheriff's Office, per Colorado state law. Our hearts go out to the Ingrams, and we are sorry for their loss. Robert Glassmeyer, the former detective assigned to the stalking case, is now the current Garfield County coroner. He also declined our request for an interview. So it's case closed, but some think it deserves a second look.
I think part of the problem is that we have egos in law enforcement oftentimes, and turfs that we try to protect. So I can't tell you exactly what happened to Morgan, but I can say that I believe there can be more, that there's more to be done.
There are some serious unanswered questions. There are some circumstances here in this case that warrant further investigation.
For Tony and Steve, they vow, even through their pain, to never give up the fight.
What do you miss most about Morgan?
You have so many happy times with Morgan. She was always very positive, upbeat. She had just such amazing insight to life.
I just miss everything about her. She was such a wonderful, wonderful daughter. People say, oh, you should be over it by now. You never get over it till the day you die. You don't. I believe that there are people out there that know what happened. Please say something. Come forward. Even if it's a little bit of information, it can help.
You need answers.
We need answers.
Morgan's parents and their timeline leading up to their daughter's death have been met with criticism by web sleuths. Many people claiming that grieving parents are simply seeing evidence that doesn't exist. In response to that allegation, Morgan's mom, Tony, tells us, quote, "It's not okay to blame victims or to bully victims. They've had enough pain already." Morgan always conducted her life here on earth with grace, compassion, understanding, and love. And in honor of her, we will never allow these type of people to distract us from our goal, which is justice for Morgan. I'm Chris Hansen. If you like this story, make sure you tune in every day to Crime Watch Daily. You can find where the show airs in your city at crimewatchdaily.com. Watch it live or record it on your DVR and watch it at night. And to all those criminals out there, remember, we are watching.